Hello everyone, my name is Nicole McBride and today I'm going to be doing a teaching demonstration on a KWL chart. It's an Into activity that I am using to teach my students about poetry. This is a lesson that I've called Music in Poetry, and all I'm really doing is just trying to identify a relationship between music and poetry so students can create that connection as they understand figurative language and tone and mood. So I've included the state standards and the ELD standards in the comment section because it's just a little too much to share in the video. So here we go. Hello everyone, and welcome to Mrs. McBride's Poetry Unit. Today we are going to talk about poetry, and we are going to use a KWL chart so I can pick your brain. You can tell me your thoughts and ideas, what you know about poetry before we begin our lesson. So go ahead and take out a piece of paper and write down KWL at the top of your paper. KWL. Now, we have done a KWL chart in the past, but it's been a while, so I just want to refresh your memory. Can someone raise their hand and tell me what the K in KWL stands for? Megan, it stands for no. Excellent. Right, what do you know about poetry? Here you're going to think back to your past experiences with poetry, whether that's from another class, whether that's from just reading and writing poetry on your own time, anything that you already know about poetry. What does the W stand for? Cora, it stands for want. Excellent. So here you tell me what you want to know about poetry. And please don't write down, I don't want to know anything about poetry. Please just challenge yourself. What is something that you want to know? Do you want to learn how to understand it? Do you want to learn how to write it? Do you want to learn the different types of poetry? Anything that you want to know. And what about the L? What does the L stand for? Writer. It stands for learned. Excellent. Here, we're actually going to change what that L means because we'll talk about what we learned in poetry in a couple of days, but I want you to tell me what you actually like or dislike about poetry. I want to hear your opinions because sometimes our preferences tend to cloud how much we want to learn about something, and I want to just see where you guys are at. So what you're going to do is you're going to think about some things that you know, want to know, and what you like about poetry. And then I want to hear your thoughts, and we'll touch base in a couple of minutes. Okay, Megan, go ahead and tell me something that you know about poetry. Right, you know that there's different styles of poetry. Excellent. So there are different styles. Right. There are haiku and limerick poems, there's lyrical poetry, there's odes. There are many different types of poetry, so those poems look a little different when we read them. What about want? Kevin, you want to know how to understand it. Sure, that's fair. Right? Typically when we read anything, we want to know what it's saying. Yeah, poetry can be a little difficult to understand, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, all poems are just composed of words, and words have meanings, right? And so we're going to try to decode what certain poems mean. You're going to be little poetry detectives, and it's actually going to be a lot of fun, and it will teach you how you can use words in different ways. You can be really creative. Now, someone tell me what they like or dislike about poetry. Amy. You dislike that it can be difficult to understand. Okay, sure, that can be a little frustrating for people, and we want to overcome that. Definitely. So you like, you dislike how difficult it can be. Yeah, what else? Trevor. Okay, you like that it has a rhythm. Sure. Yeah, if you guys ever read poems that rhyme, they have this cool little beat. Right? If you've ever read a Shakespearean sonnet, well, maybe not. Well, sure, you've probably read one in your day, in your 8th grade day. Yeah, poems have a certain rhythm. When you read them, it's actually kind of fun, and that's totally intentional. So you like that it has that beat. If we were to all speak using poetic language and we would rhyme all the time, we'd sound a little silly, right? Yeah, poetry has a certain sound. Great job. Okay, so this is what you guys are actually going to do. I want you to find someone in class to work with. And all you're going to do is share what you wrote down in your KWL chart. So for example, say Rachel and Monica are working together, and Rachel's gonna tell Monica, Monica, this is what I wrote down. I wanna know this about poetry. I know this about poetry, and I dislike or I like this about poetry, right? So Monica's gonna tell Rachel her thoughts. Then Rachel's gonna tell Monica her thoughts. So you guys are going to exchange information with a classmate, and then you're actually gonna tell the class what your partner said about poetry. For example, if Monica is sharing her information with Rachel, right, Rachel's gonna say, hey you guys, this is what Monica told me about what she knows and what she wants to know and what she likes or dislikes about poetry. And then we're gonna do something really exciting with a song called I Lived by the band One Republic. And so right now, find someone to work with, exchange information, listen carefully, because you're gonna share with the class what your partner shared with you, okay? And if you have questions, please just raise your hand. I'll be walking around, and then we'll meet back up here in probably about 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how quick you guys are. Sound good? Okay, great job. All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed.